Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kim, aka Noodle Inc, and I hope that you are all doing well and staying safe. In today's video, I thought it would be a great idea to kick things off by giving you guys a sketchbook tour. That way you can better understand the art that I like to create as well as my creative process. Just a disclaimer, my sketchbook is extremely thick and I did not want to produce a 30 to 40 minute video. I thought it would be much more enjoyable to be able to view two 10 to 15 minute videos, this being part 1 and part 2 coming soon. Personally, I love watching sketchbook tours because they give me such a huge insight into who the artist is as a person and as a creator. I also love watching them while I sketch. I find them extremely motivating and inspiring, so I hope my video can do that for some of you. Feel free to grab your sketchbook and sketch while I flip through mine, but without further ado, let's get right into the video. Hello, welcome to Desk Angle Kim. This is my sketchbook in all of its glory. I didn't do much to the cover and I left it pretty simple because I loved the map design on the front and I didn't feel like it was necessary to add anything to it. So once you open my sketchbook, you'll see my signature. It's a staple. I put my signature in all my sketchbooks. This isn't what my signature looks like anymore, but this is what it looked like at the time. Fun fact, I didn't start the sketchbook on January 2019, so that date is wrong. I actually started it in summer of 2019. These are 2 stickers that I designed, and I will talk about those in a later video. So starting off, you will notice that I am not grasping the concept of a sketchbook and I'm too focused on making pretty art. A flaw that is resolved as we go through. Here are just some sketches of some girls I did. This one was inspired by someone I saw on Pinterest. This one is my best friend after she did a really cool makeup look. And this last one is just someone that came from the top of my head. Here we have Jimmy, the heartbroken little robot. I love this image so much and I would love to do a redraw. I made it with Prismacolor pencils and just some microns. I personally really like how the eyes turned out. That's my favorite part of the drawing. This is just a little monster butler I had in mind for a while, and I just wanted to transfer him onto paper, so I did with Ohuhu markers and some microns. Ohuhus are some of my favorite art supplies to use, and you will hear me rave about them as we go through this book. This page was supposed to be for whenever I have artist block, and surprise, surprise, I never used it, except for this one time. I was just supposed to draw out some of my favorite characters, and I did for 3 of them with some Muji pen. I do like the outcome, but I wish I used it more. Just another little ghost friend I drew. I love drawing all that creepy dark stuff, but with a cute twist. I love making anything a little more fun. Here is one of my OCs, Craig, the little clown ghost, and his little friend Dexter. This all started because I told my sister there is a little clown ghost living in our house, so I just drew them in a few different scenarios, and I love the outcome. This page is one of my favorite pages, solely for the fact that it is extremely helpful. I just made a little marker swatch page of all my Ohuhu markers that came in my set, and I reference this page every single time I make a drawing with them. That way I can choose the perfect color for the intended piece, and it works like magic. I always come back to it. I absolutely love it. Here I just want to try out a bit of realism, so I drew out a rose and a bleeding heart. This was supposed to be a whole spread, but I got bored pretty quickly and just never came back to it. Here we enter my comic phase, where I really wanted to draw out comics, but realized that I get bored too easily for that. This was an idea I had with a little raccoon couple, Frosty and Flames, and I really liked the idea, but I'm not too big a fan of the way that I executed it. Maybe I'll come back to it one day. Here's just another idea I had for that same concept that I never finished. Another little monster drawing with Ohuhu markers. I love him, and I vividly remember naming him Bubby in class right after I finished it, so that is what I think about every time I see this cutie. A little ice cream monster with Ohuhu markers. I was not joking when I said I use Ohuhu markers for a majority of my drawings. This little cat demon stemmed from me having severe artist block, and I was getting frustrated and drawing random lines all over the page until I made this shape that turned out to be horns for my little cat demon. I really like this illustration, but I hate that little mouse in the yarn ball, so we're just gonna ignore him and pretend like he's not there. This is when I finally get the hang of what a sketchbook is supposed to be for. Practice. I identified that I had a real problem drawing dogs, so I just dedicated a whole sketch spread to practicing that. Drew them in different poses, different breeds, and I really loved the outcome. I used Muji pen for this, and guys, let me tell you, Muji pen, you can draw anything and it will always look good. I promise. On this page, I just did a few hand studies, and I've gotten into this horizontal way of drawing. I also want to draw a human from the top of my head. She may not be anatomically correct, but that was my starting point, and it's great to see where I started off before I started making progress. Here I'm getting into this style of just doodling whatever comes to mind, and you'll see that within the next few spreads. I do start giving myself limitations by limiting my color palette, such as this black pen page and this red only pen page. I did violate the rules by lining this mermaid in black, but that was by accident. Everything else is in red. One of my favorite things to do is go on Pinterest and find reference poses and make characters out of them. It is so much fun, and I just love doing that, so this is what this spread is dedicated to. Here is a little monochromatic spread. I'm really proud of how this turned out, and it was really fun to do. The yellow girl brought it down a bit for me. She came out a bit wonky, but that is just simply part of the process. More of this doodling style and some more usage of Ohuhu markers. Ooh, another turn in my comic phase. I had an idea of drawing out these two twins and their pet monkey. I really liked the concept and I thought it was a really cute idea, but I don't think I was in the proper headspace to draw it out at the time, so it didn't really turn out the way I wanted it to. I would love to revisit this idea because I did feel very passionate about the concept, but it wasn't right for me at the time. I even drew out a practice little comic strip, and I do like how that one turned out. Here, I am so sorry, the pencil was very light on the page, so it is hard to see, but this is just a bit more of that doodling style. I started getting into drawing elements from whatever I was watching or doing at the time, so here I drew the little key from Coraline and a few little button drawings because Coraline is one of my favorite movies, and I just wanted to capture that. I was really into playing Cuphead when I did this spread, and you'll see that in the style I draw in. It was really fun making these characters though, and I really love how they turned out. Another great usage for a sketchbook I realized is planning. I love using my sketchbook for planning to this day. It just keeps everything so organized. Unfortunately, this spread, the project it was based off of, it never happened, but maybe it will one day and I will go back to it. The base for the project is assembled, I just have to paint on it. More random little sketches, and I find that this is very easy to do and very fun to do. It's also very beneficial because I come up with designs that are great for bigger pieces, such as that little rainbow sketch. I would love to turn that into a sticker. I know, this page, it's horrible, it's ugly. I don't disagree with you, but I love this page. I realized at this point that I wanted to work on my faces and drawing them so they don't look like aliens. So I just drew out what I could from the top of my head to mark where I was starting from, and this is where it was. This was also my first time using charcoal, and I just sketched out my alarm clock at the very top. I love how that came out, and it was such a good way to practice. But yes, this whole page is dedicated to practice. Some more sketches just from my head, my imagination, and also just based off of some TV shows and movies I was watching. I don't know where I heard this phrase, dance monkey dance. Maybe it was from a TV show or movie, but I thought it was really funny and I wanted to make a piece dedicated to it, so I did, and I love how it turned out. I used Muji pen for it again, but it came out really cool. This is where I fall in love with life sketching. It is such a great activity and it really improves your art when you do it, so I just decided to draw out some things that I had in my vicinity while I was watching TV with my parents in the living room. I also did some more life studies when I went out into the garden, and my mom was growing some really cool flowers and I wanted to capture that. This is probably one of my all-time favorite spreads just because of the fact that it shows so much progress and it's pen sketches. Who doesn't love a pen sketch? Here I just tried drawing out some faces I had on Pinterest, saved to a board, and I really love the outcome. This is such a drastic change from when we saw that sketch of the human I did. Progress. Don't mind me struggling, but on this spread, I just decided to change up the pen ink colors, and I also love to mark when I'm drawing from a statue reference because I find that the sketches look different from when it's an actual person. From here on out, you will see me doing a lot of portraits just because I find that they're really fun, but only pen sketch portraits. I love doing pen sketch portraits just because I think they really capture the process. This is one of my favorite sketches, and yes, this cherub looks like a 40-year-old accountant named Susan, but we don't have to talk about that. Not all cherubs are cute. Overall, the goat boy and the little pumpkins I think would be cute sticker designs that I do want to venture off to in the future. Here we just have some more doodles, just some suggestions from friends when I was sketching, and I brought Craig and Dexter back. As you guys will notice, I like to mark when I'm having artist block. I like to say that the art well has run dry. That's one of my phrases when I'm running low on creativity. Here I just did another pen sketch portrait, and I also wanted to capture some flowers that my mom had in a garden magazine she got in the mail. I used Prismacolor pencils for these. They were really fun to do, and that red flower at the top corner is my favorite one that I did. So everyone was jumping on the Avatar train, and I decided to hop on board too, so I did this sketch while I was watching Avatar. I am so sorry, this looks nothing like Katara, and it's really just pathetic. But it was an attempt, and I just wanted to capture her and try and see if I could draw in my art style, so I hope that this doesn't offend anyone. I also drew this really cool building I saw online, as well as a tree that was outside my window, and this random girl was just something that came to mind. Another mind spew of ideas, and I love this girl because she looks like she could walk out of one of my favorite 90s cartoons, Daria, so that's what she reminds me of every time I see her. This is the epitome of artist block and lack of motivation. I absolutely hate this page. It is just so barren and it is so ugly, but that is what sketchbooks are for. At some point, I got tired of not having anything to draw, so I just sketched out something that I was planning for a project and the Twitch symbol when I was watching the movie with my sister. Here's a planning page for a piece that I was doing for my grandma. I really love this page because it just shows the beginning stages of the piece and me trying to find the right style for it. That guy in the corner, super ugly. We don't have to talk about him. Let's just focus on the cool planning. Yet again, another planning page, and I was testing out some pens. Also, I want to draw this image because someone told me that I am a full flower pot in a world of empty ones, and I thought the phrase was beautiful, and I just wanted to capture that. These are just some random doodles from when I got bored hearing my mom and my uncle have a conversation, and I grabbed a piece of sketch paper and just started drawing some random doodles. And these are also just a few recommendations I got from Pinterest, so I just wanted to capture them and work on some animal realism. There is nothing under here, but I just like sticking things in my sketchbook. I think it's really fun. Here is a charcoal portrait I tried to do of myself as a baby. It looks pretty similar for the image being so small. Of course it could have been better, but it was really good practice. I was also really into Animal Crossing at the time, so I wanted to capture Isabelle as a human, but I don't think I was able to nail down her adorable presence, and she just looks like she's gonna stab me. Here is a planning page for a big canvas painting I was doing. Fun fact again, guys, this painting was never finished, and it was supposed to be finished by September. I have yet to go back to it. These are just some sketches I did while watching TV with my parents. I was just trying to experiment with styles and faces. I really like this girl in the bottom, and that girl in the top corner, I was trying to experiment with the pose. That little alien in the corner is also from the previous big canvas project that was never completed. Just a few more girl sketches so I can test out some new poses and styles. This image here reminds me of my sister every time I see it, so I absolutely love that sketch. I was never into self-portraits until I've tried it. I just look at myself in the mirror and I draw what I see. In this sketch, I had really messy hair at the time and I was wearing a baggy shirt. Just wanted to capture that vibe, and I think I did. Pinterest was also recommending me a lot of cute animals, so I just wanted to draw those out because they kept showing up on my feed. And that is all, guys. This is the end of the first part of the sketchbook tour. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I hope the sketchbook tour gave you some insight that not all art is supposed to be perfect, and a sketchbook is a place of practice. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like down below and click the subscribe button. Also, feel free to click the bell icon for notifications whenever I post my next video. I hope you all enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching once again. I will see you all in the next video. Kim, signing off.